Hello, hi, I'm Nick. Welcome to Sejarah Orogi. Today I'm gonna try to discover together, you and me, kaitan Kedah dengan Greek. I mean, at least that's what I saw, read, and or calling it jebak. So, one of the first things that I noticed pasal Greek punya influence in Kedah was when admin page Sungai Batu Tamadun Terawal Asia Tenggara 788 BC, the admin Dini shared an anecdote. I mean, is it an anecdote? I think it's a discovery. She said ada jumpa bata yang ada simbol carik tiga. You know, the one that yalah macam kena cakar, yeah, that's what, cakar tiga line macam tu, tiga line. So she also shared that there's theories ataupun hipotesis yang orang dulu-dulu kind of ikat entities, supernatural entities, jin to the bangunan, not unlike apa yang dipersembahkan dalam cerita Aladdin, where the jin was trapped into a lamp. So that was that. So when I've read that, I felt, excited, and I shared that I've been reading the Percy Jackson series book. It's actually for young adults. I don't know how I actually latch on to it. Baca sampai berkali-kali ulang, nak kata berpuluh malu pula lah kan. Tapi the series is from the author Rick Riordan. So what happens in this series is that based loosely on Greek and Roman mythology, this group of teenagers discovered that there are, anak-anak dewa. They use the term demigods lah, because they use it loosely, there. Tapi for me, Muslims and everything, it's kind of like annoying lah. So we use the term dewa lah, sama the jin or something like that kan. So the protagonist, the main character, Percy, adalah anak dewa Poseidon. Although in true Greek literature and mythology, Perseus adalah nama Greek hero, tetapi attributed to anak kepada dewa Zeus. So that's that. So I like the Percy Jackson punya series sebab dia tell about fitting in and about meeting unprecedented challenges along the way. Sekali ada macam bangkai terbang, something like that lah, macam monsters and everything. So it's kind of exciting in the subdued manner. So dalam cerita tu, Annabeth, one of the female main character, and the rest tu tunjuk the hand sign tiga jari, pengakap tu, and it said that that sign is to ward off evil, untuk jauhkan daripada benda-benda negatif and so on like that. And sesiapa yang pernah tengok cerita Hunger Games, the trilogy, Dalam filem tu kita tengok penduduk di sektor, was it 13th, yang the heroine was living lah kan, sebelum the harvest tu, macam dia dipilih untuk tribute tu, dia orang angkat jari 3 kan. So it's a kind of rebellion, it's a kind of thing, but it was actually from Greek lah. In Greek, it's actually to ward off against monsters, macam tu lah. And we've also seen it in the Myanmar rebellion against junta, sort of. So this appropriation to, I don't know, it kind of like macam rebellious macam tu. So I macam put a question mark lah, to each their own. Tapi dalam cerita tu, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not a Greek myth expert, so I didn't go through their classic literature to verify it. Tapi as far as what the story goes on to say, 3 jari tu adalah untuk ward off evil. So when the FB page Sungai Batu Tamadun Terawal Asia Tenggara tu mention pasal 3 carik tu, cakar on the tu, I thought that's it, you know, that's the same thing, dengan tangan ke ataupun, I think it signifies. I try to sell that to, you know, to the admin, everything, but I don't think it received any comment, or, you know, so I was kind of, what do you expect? It's a free market kan. So I still held on to it. I even went to this outdoor sale, outdoor fair event in Kelana Jaya, and because the only reason I went there is because they are promoting the Geo Park Kedah, the packages and events. So Prof. Dr. Mokhtar Saidin was there with Mr. Abdul Razak and the team lah, yang promote the Geopark. So I kind of mustered my courage to ask the question and share regarding this cakar, 3 cakar, everything, among other things. So, but I think the reception, I mean, sama lah kot, macam dalam comment page admin Sungai Batu tu. I mean, they reserve the comment ataupun macam, you know, which is, you know, kind of a letdown. I thought we can talk about it in a more open manner. I mean zaman dulu pun ada monsters, and it's not that, you know, kalau guna 3 jari ataupun, you know, cakar 3 tu, it's syirik ataupun apa. I mean, it's just that I think zaman dulu tu, that's the thing. I really don't know the origin of the cakar. Why 3? Is it Trinity? Oh my OMG, dating I'm associating with Trinity, is that it? Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's, yeah, that's the reception, quite worse than lukewarm. It's like macam, as a matter of fact, like macam dud macam tu. So that's that, the cakar ayam. I think it vibes lah, it reverberates dengan admin kata yang there's the theory going on bahawa diorang ikat jin-jin dekat bangunan. It's kalau baca Mr. Strange, Mr. Strange and Dr. Norrell, yang a famous fantasy novel tu, ya, macam kononnya depict the heydays of British magicry and stuff kan. So jin-jin digunakan untuk itu ini. So mengikat jin di bangunan ataupun apa tu was not something far off. Although in mainstream kita tak pernah really discuss about it, and I don't think I think there were some people shunning the idea that the admin sharing it. They said that it isn't proper for a so-called mainstream history archaeological page. I don't know. I mean, I thought that it's a free market kan, at least boleh. But free market macam mana pun, I yeah lah. So that's that. But I still held on to it. I still ada lah kebetulan dia tu. And the reason I'm speaking today for this segment pun pasal pengaruh Greek. So since most probably the tiga jari and carik tiga to, you know, to ward off evil, to have that Greek origin. So it's a mystery kan. How can there's this similarity, this macam kebetulan? So that's my, orang kata, that's my thoughts to you lah kan. Bincangkan kononnya. Ada masa aku nak bincangkan kan. But yeah, that's one. And then there was these writings from Cik Sri Kandi. Cik Sri Kandi is one figure that I cannot unforget. I mean, she was the first one daripada blog dia, although the Katura, all the wangi-wangian and everything is kind of a little bit out there. It, you know, it walks between 2, 3, 4 worlds and everything, but she got me engaged all right, and I bought her books. It's not a perfect set yet, you know, but yeah, so Cik Sri Kandi is one of the most prominent alternative history crusader. So I think it was her FB page that she shared something about Greeks coming into Kedah ports untuk berdagang, and they stayed there for a while sementara menunggu musim monsun berubah lah. So she shared an interesting theory tentang satu struktur. I believe it was an old mosque. Dia kata macam tengok masjid ni, dia buat open air ala-ala macam Greek temple gitu. Bahaya ni. Tapi yalah, it's nothing grand, it's nothing big megalithic macam Parthenon or, you know, a temple of Athena or something like that. But it's just a simple white Roman pillar, tak Roman mana pun, just, you know, simple circular that, and it was a few rows, 4 or 5, and it's in white, and then atap dia atap Melayu lah, something like that. So and recently I thought it was there is a new page that I'm following about history in Malaysia, and he shared, I think it was a he that, I mean, pasal a mosque in shambles that had that similar structure, you know, ala macam ala open air, tapi dengan prominent ala Greek Roman punya pillars macam tu lah. It's not apa ni selalu ada. Of course, semua structure masjid pun ada tiang, tapi when you put 2 and 2 together, kata mungkinkah macam tu. So Cik Sri Kandi presented that theory, kata maybe the Greeks did have, you know, influence, and this is in the midst of, you know, all this macam tak ada orang lain yang datang berdagang dan tinggal di Malaysia ni, tanah Melayu ni, macam there's all macam kalau tidak Tamil, you know, I'm sorry, Chinese, tapi more and more nowadays all the Chola aja. Tapi when Cik Sri Kandi presented, I mean, no offense, I mean, love you Cholas, you love Chola so much, good for you. But when Cik Sri Kandi was presenting that idea that Greek came to Kedah, that was revolutionary even for me, because that idea wasn't brought forth by anyone. You know, we never even, you know, dared to dream siapa yang datang. even because this is way before Melaka. Even Melaka, bila orang cakap berpuluh-puluh, 70 ke 100 jenis language is being spoken there, it's an entrepreneur, everything, we couldn't imagine it. Bayangkanlah kapal yang ada kat situ, Flor de la Mar, Flor de la effing Mar. So maybe, you know, penguasa politik pada masa tu di Melaka ingin kata, ingatlah Flor de la Mar Portugis atau Belanda ni, supaya tidak berulang kali. Ni husnuzon, orang kata bersangka baik. So yeah, so when Cik Sri Kandi shared the idea pasal the Greeks was here, it was something. So I think at the end of the day, I cannot ascertain it. I mean, I fancy the idea, but bukan fancy lah. It's not something too far-fetched that the Greek was here. So that's it. Okay, why I choose to speak about the Greeks personally. I don't know how to start it, but I'll just start it where it started lah. For me, growing up, I tak tahu macam mana kan, my fascination dengan Greeks, Roman ada sikit, tapi I almost like tak berapa suka Roman. I don't know, I just kinda, but nowadays, I mean, it's nonsensical because Roman is Greek. Greek is the predecessor of Roman to a large part, although maybe they kill each other at some point. But yeah, so my fascination dengan Greek ni, dengan the structure, the mighty pillars and everything, I just like it. Tapi I don't think I was presented with much opportunity lah untuk tengok tu. Okay, but before I continue that, I think I wanted to share something that thirdly, this is after the 3 cakar dekat Batu-Bata, and secondly from Cik Sri Kandi kata pedagang Greek is here and maybe ada influence on struktur bangunan. Thirdly, there was Ptolemy that came up with a map. Katanya 150 AD, you know, after Christ was born. And dalam peta tu dia tulis bahawa tanah Melayu is golden Chersones, and I mean, to signify that it is a producer of gold in ancient times. Nama-nama dalam peta tu very unique lah. Some of them memang boleh di-correlate dengan modern times punya cities and places. Okay, going back, my fascination with all things Greeks. Was it a mania from me? Was it a quiet obsession? I never really told anybody. It was just a quiet, lasting fascination. So I didn't know why, and I thought it's just normal kan, orang suka tu kan. So I think later on, you know, throughout my life sampai sekarang, bila I reflect, I tengok balik, rupa-rupanya lah, it helps me to answer or give me reason to kenapa I was fascinated dengan Greek. If you can bear with me, if I able to rearrange my thoughts tu kan, I want to present to you the reasons why lah. So like when I was drawn into this Greek culture ke apa semua ni kan, I was also drawn to peculiar names, peculiar history, dynasties, kingdoms, you know. Yeah, so as a kid, teenager or adult growing up, you just take it as like something, it's something yang amusing kan, macam tu je lah. Tapi reflecting on it now, dia macam bukan jarum halus tau, dia macam that red thread, the bebenang merah yang menyambung. I know that my life is not about Greek, I'm Malay but macam it end up telling me that somehow that I don't know if it is true, it's still projections, it's still theory, that I may have that Greek punya connection after all. I told you that throughout my life I was drawn to these names and everything kan. So I can summarize that as part of macam bukannya part time pun apa semua, tapi as a hobby kan. Siapa tak suka mencari diri ataupun siapa kan. Tapi as I've said, what Cik Sri Kandi wrote open up a lot of things for me. One of it was that the possibilities of who and where I came from. So when I read her blogs and other blogs, some names kind of like shout out to me ataupun call out to me. So you see, salah satu daripadanya lah kan adalah this king from this king of Sunda Galuh, Pakuan Pajajaran, Prabu Siliwangi. That's the king's name lah. I don't know why I'm drawn to that name. Rupa-rupanya Prabu Siliwangi ni is from Sunda Galuh lah. Sunda Galuh was before a separate kingdom, kemudian dia joinkan, and then the origin of them was, katanya lah, the legend says that it was Salaka Negara. And Salaka Negara katanya ada linkage dengan Pallava. Pallava ni adalah Aryans, the Achaemenids, yang claim they came from Achaemenid. So one of the Achaemenid bloodline identifying as Pallava now, because they are in they bangunkan kerajaan mereka di Kanchipuram di India Selatan. Tapi dia orang bukan the leaders, the rulers tu bukan orang India tempatan, tapi dia orang Aryan, dia orang Persian, something like that lah. So one of the governors, maybe prince, most likely royalty lah kan, dihantar sebagai governor ke timur. So this Pallava envoy kahwin dengan anak chieftain dekat area Salaka Negara Purba lah. This was before Kutai, the infamous kerajaan Kutai. So this something like that, Dharma 111 kau nama susah sikit Sanskrit. So dia yang kahwin dengan daughter of the chieftain, and dia yang tolong bangunkan lah Salaka Negara tu. So because he was Pallava, so Pallava ni dia asalnya, dia claim asal dia keturunan Achaemenids. Dan Achaemenids ni adalah dinasti pemerintah yang terawal dan yang hebat, terkenal sebab Cyrus the Great Cyrus the Great II ni ditebak lah, dikata-katakan lah, tapi not really proven sebagai Iskandar Zulkarnain for the longest of time. Tapi Prof. Dr. Salihah from UIA kata that's wrong, maybe tidak, sebab for her, dia rasa Zulkarnain itu lives in Nabi Ibrahim's alaihissalam's time. So it's not Cyrus the Great II. So that's that. Kita letak question mark kat situ lah. So tapi this Achaemenids yang Persian ni, dia claim dia sendiri claim, walaupun dia dah hebat tu, dia claim lah, sama ada dia buat-buat ke reka cerita ni, tapi claim dia adalah anak cucu cicit keturunan Parsus. Parsus ni adalah cucu cicit kepada Perseus. Perseus adalah the Greek hero yang ditulis-tulis tu kan, and he's one of the few Greek heroes that didn't end up tragically. Maknanya dia tak mati tragically kalau compared to Hercules yang ditipu isterinya sendiri, suruh pakai mental yang beracun, akhirnya mati mengejut macam tu kan. So a lot of Greek heroes end up dying tragically, tapi Perseus ni tidak. He died of old age selepas memerintah bersama isteri tersayang dan keluarga, dan tahtanya diserahkan kepada anak cucu cicit dan go on lah. So Perseus ni dikatakan adalah anak kepada dewa Zeus. Dewa Zeus yang terkenal lah dalam Greek mythology lah. So there you have it, one line yang sampai ke Southeast Asia, salahkan negara, yang the legendary kingdom yang katanya sampai ke Prabu Siliwangi, keturunannya raja kepada Sunda Galuh, Pakuan Pajajaran. So his second wife, Nyi Lara Subang Larang, dapat daughter Rara Santang, Rara Santang, and dia kahwin dengan Wan Bo Tri Tri, Raja Champa. So my line lah, dikatakan lah, came from that one lah, as close as it can get, that one. So that one pun debatable lah kan, sebab as far as family tree goes, macam it's in the royal arc, tapi it's hypothesis jugalah after a while kan. So that's that. And then the second one is that both of my parents berkongsi one great ancestral grandmother, which was the princess of Persia, Shahbanu, the princess of the last king of the Persian Empire. So of the Sassanid dynasty lah, Sassanid dynasty yang berdiri sebelum jatuh akibat serangan tentera Islam. So this great paternal ancestral grandmother ni was a Sassanid princess. So Sassanid pula as a whole, the dynasty tu, the royal family tu, dia mengaku bahawa dia came from Achaemenid. Tadi Pallava dekat Kanchipuram, India, mengaku dia datang daripada Achaemenid. So this Sassanid pun yang memang duduk dekat Persia tu, yang after a few decades and centuries after Achaemenids pun mengaku dia datang daripada Achaemenid. So as we know, Achaemenid tu claim dia datang daripada Parsus lah, yang sambung dengan Perseus, the Greek hero. That's that. And there is this from my mother, there is a maternal grandmother ancestral grandmother yang yang claim lah she was a princess yang disembunyikan oleh orang Patani yang berketurunan Kedah Purba. Kedah Purba in this case is most probably Merong Mahawangsa lah. So Merong Mahawangsa ni katanya datang daripada dinasti yang sebelum Sasani. So diorang pun sebenarnya keturunan akademik juga in some ways, a lot of ways. So so that part pun ada juga kaitan dengan akademik, hence Greek. So in my roundabout kind of own conclusion shot sendiri, after I mainly got this conclusion from reading a post from this Persian page yang update about their ancient history, and in that they mention bahawa the Achaemenids claim they came from Parsus, cucu ke cicit kepada Perseus, the legendary Greek hero. So when I saw that, ni masa pandemic dulu lah, so I think that it answered, the fact why I was fascinated with Greek. I guess lah, in my own shot sendiri, way hallucinating ke what you call it. But my conclusion is this: sometimes you cannot just you just entertain your fascination. Don't be bogged down with it, because I remember I didn't have the facilities, I don't have the resources. There wasn't really anybody who's willing to discuss with me, and that's because I held it as a secret. So, but years and years, this is through decades, bertahun-tahun, because I never lose hope, and maybe because Allah SWT was trying to give me hope, because sometimes when you're down and you feel that you might not end up as anything, sebab tak kaya, tak lawa, tak siap, orang kata kan. So yeah, I've been through career changes, and sometimes orang dengki ke, and kita macam rasa tak cukup arsenal untuk lawan ataupun fight for our own justice. So I guess after decades of life is a puzzle lah. So I guess Allah Ta'ala bagi that puzzle to occupy me, to occupy my mind, my spirit, my soul, to have hope. I mean, throughout the years, I didn't have the answer straight away, kan? But I held on to it, I latched on to it. So when finally they revealed yang tu kan, all the threads, the red threads, all the benang merah and everything, rupanya ada makna, at least to me lah. So ada orang ada duit, taklah nak cakap ada duit, banyak duit apa semua kan, but I would like to say thank you to macam orang macam Cik Sri Kandi, orang yang tulis blog, because all of this is not possible sebelumnya ada internet, and there's only so much you can do zaman-zaman paper kan, surat khabar, and how contrive, how orang kata dikawal, control all those mediums are. I mean, because every inch of it is money kan, so nak cakap we understood pun macam there's limited kan. So but thankfully there was internet, although internet pun comes with a lot of challenges. Zaman dulu nak access internet tu mostly dekat cyber cafe, orang-orang kaya je lah yang mampu langgan plan, Samsung macam tu, and that's also a hindrance untuk terus block walking ataupun and to tell the truth, there were at many points of times kan, the information was not there juga sebab orang yang ada that information, that maklumat tu tak menulis lagi, tak coret tu. So my call is that whether to me, which I say I tak ada apa, tapi for people out there yang feel that they have something to share, I mean share. You might not know how valuable it is for someone else, maybe across the world ke, ataupun macam mana in different times ke. For me, I think, you know, daripada campur itu, campur ini, campur itu, you know, cross this, cross that, and I feel that macam, I mean, who would have thought? I would not have ever thought that I ada Greek connections. Nak cakap bloodline tu macam, you can laugh, yeah, it's far-fetched, but you know, to a Greek hero yang kita baca apa semua tu lagi lah, nak ketawa ke apa semua kan. But I guess it's not that I dream for it, but it's like at that time it's like macam redemption lah sikit kan, macam tu lah. There were other names, you know, yang I rasa macam redempted, is that a word, bila tahu yang ada connection ke, because sometimes those kind of names call. Okay, so that's basically what it is. Okay, tajuknya initially is Greeks in Kedah Tua, but end up cerita some personal stuff from me, how some Greeks might actually be here already, you know, the benang-benang merah, because this is thousands and thousands of years ago. And of course people say that orang macam Dewa Zeus ni macam mana ada anak kan? Tapi as much as, you know, kita pun tak boleh verify siapa tu Dewa Zeus, you know, some say that zaman Atlantis tu, you know, there are makhluk yang lain sikit. I don't know, I mean, demi Allah Tuhan yang satu kan. So but as far as we know, I know, yang baca Perseus tu adalah manusia dan dia raja di, you know, something tu. But I should have shared that place to be more, you know, legitimate ke apa kan. Tapi yeah, that's as far as it goes, and I think I'm humbled to know that God, no, Allah SWT have plans always. I think by sharing this little bit of info from time to time, I feel that whatever comes, you know, at me apa semua kan, and I was able to go through it. You know, macam contohnya last one. Masa kecil, paling popular masa Ramadan was Jejak Rasul. Although I grew out of it, reaching adulthood, tapi masa kecil tu, oh my god, Jejak Rasul is the program. So one particular, I mean, it's all good, it's all great, it's a great production. This nostalgia made me wanna watch it again. Tapi one particular episode reach out to me more than any other episodes until now, and I think it kind of defined, you know, who ataupun what my journey was in terms of this you know, topic Greeks, Kedah and me, that sort of thing. It was a topic, tim Jejak Rasul pergi ke Iraq, and they showed this sebab sikit rasa. I mean, try to imagine it kan. I think I don't know, I was umur berapa tahun, a young kid. They showed these ruins. Dia cakap nama dia Ctesiphon. I don't think I terus pergi ke internet to check it out and everything, but cukup satu episode. Of course, satu episode dia tak tunjuk semua that runtuhan tu, the Ctesiphon tu, but it was imprinted in me, and I think I spent days or months after melukis, you know, about it, and much later, you know, dapat tahu lah, cannot be proven juga, you know, that my maternal great ancestor, actually both maternal and paternal, dia orang, you know, berkongsi great ancestral grandmother, which is the Sassanid princess. Bila cakap pasal Sassanid princess tu, yalah, most probably the family was there. Ctesiphon or apa ni, Ta'i Kisra tu adalah administrative building, the biggest dome that was ever built in the ancient world, macam tu kan. So rupanya dia, it was telling me that I had connection to that place. I didn't know. Well, but decades after that, rupanya dapat info tu, and rupanya, that Sassanid pun, as I've said earlier, claim it's from Achaemenids, and Achaemenid claims they came from Parsus, the cucu or cicit kepada Perseus, the Greek hero legend. So that's about it lah, about my journey into understanding the greatness. And I guess when I read I can never really stomach ancient literature ke apa sangat, because I tak boleh klasik sangat. But reading Percy Jackson, which is aimed for young adults punya readers tu, dia bahasa mudah, and dia punya morality pun straightforward, baik buruk macam tu kan. Kind of macam feels like macam fascinating, and I guess that maybe ada sebabnya kot. As much, itu yang peliknya, because as much as I feel that I'm Malay, so Malay, ini pun satu, growing up I thought that I mixed Chinese, because my eyes slant kan, and my father pun growing up, dia ingat dia Cina lah, kalau orang duk kotok dia anak Cina apa semua kan. Bila dia bawa kereta, orang marah-marah ingat, sebab Cina kata tak pandai bawa kereta, sebab dia marah dia. That stereotypes kan. But at 17 years old, Form 5, that Friday morning my grandmother died, and I felt it. I was at school. She died because the family decided to disconnect lah the drugs that kept her alive, so that she can pass away peacefully. I felt that, macam sesekali rasa macam reminisce my grandma kan. So after she died tu, she didn't die, macam kata, I didn't even get to attend her funeral. Sebab apa? Later on I dapat tahu bahawa this close friend of hers, which duduk seberang sungai, bomoh yang pelihara hantu raya apa semua, whereas my grandma ni jenis geng-geng baca Yasin apa semua kan. Out of nowhere, this bomoh perempuan ni memfitnah kata my grandma amal ilmu hitam, and mayat jadi hitam and something. So my father kata kan, he was heartbroken lah kan. How can she, the bomoh, and the people around, I don't know to what extent, tapi what I knew was it was like macam extraction punya exercise lah kot. Bawa the mayat grandma tu cepat-cepat bawa ke kampung and bury her with just few attendants, without much tak panggil orang apa semua, and macam tu lah. I guess just nak to benamkan all those apa ni, fitnah semua tu lah. And as much as heartbroken as my father was, he later shared that that his mother, my grandmother, was actually from Xinjiang. That her father, my great grandpa, bawa dia on foot. I say bukan on foot lah, macam through land sampai ke Kelantan, from all the way from Xinjiang. I couldn't imagine. And I don't know why juga, She was given to be adopted to a Malay penghulu family, and she grew up to knew almost nothing about where she came from. So my father kata, and her keturunan tu adalah yang bersambung dengan puteri, the last princess, the princess of the last king of Persia, the Sassanid princess. So I guess some secrets are, buried macam tu lah. So for me, nak kata terkejut ke apa, ingatkan Cina, rupanya bukan, rupanya orang Uyghur. Tapi I don't think that information was available then, kat internet pun growing up, there's no such thing. I've never heard about Uyghur, much so Xinjiang. Even when I heard Xinjiang when I was 17 years old, I couldn't make sense of it, There's not much information pasal concentration or re-education camps, the atrocities and everything. And like CCP China, they handle the disinformation or misinformation ataupun control information, whatever it is. But I think what my grandfather did was menyelamatkan, and I guess he did what he did, and I think that's that. I guess that's why both of my parents pun in a long range kind of thinking tu ada lah, that great punya benang-benang merah tu. And sorry to take too much of your time. So that's that, Sejarahologi. I hope we can meet again in another session. Bye.